It is sometimes difficult to comprehend the scale of planetary war. Though I have seen the galaxy burn and entire systems snuffed out in a blink of an eye, I still find the sheer amount of information to strain my neural pathways. So many fronts, so many troop movements, so many fortresses, so many sieges, so many exterminations. I could go on, but it all blurs together. Days, weeks, months, years. These humans have enough supplies hidden away in their rat holes that survivors can desperately cling to life deep in the darkness indefinitely. But the march of the Amenta cannot be stopped. One by one, their fortresses have fallen. One by one, each and every one of the humans has been eradicated. Despite Lord General Achilleus's dogged defense, the western continents have fallen. The last real bastion is the Androcles bulwark. Massive walls, massive guns, massive titans, massive void shields. The humans put great stock in size. But once their great shields fall, it will only be a matter of time before utter obliteration, molecule by molecule. The humans would be destroyed. We have blocked all attempts at communication. There will be no rescue, and it will only be a matter of time before the proverbial noose tightens around the Lord General's wizened neck.
Guardsman Till's body ached. His days were spent running and hiding from the creatures of death stalking his every footfall. He hadn't eaten in 3 days, and he had also just run out of water. His throat was parched, and his mind was swimming. Everything was numb. He only vaguely registered the throbbing pain in his joints and muscles. The only thing keeping him moving was fear, and the most basic of survival instincts. Since the fall of Hammerstern, Tills had been running through the labyrinthine escape tunnels that spanned the continent. For a while, he had been following Commander Salus of the 74th Naucratin Auxiliary. The commander knew the tunnels, and he kept the men together after Hammerstern. But they could not escape the stalking creatures that lurked in the shadows. There was no hiding. One by one, they were picked off. Commander Salus tried everything. He attempted to bait in and ambush the creatures, but they just seemed to meld into the shadows and vanish, even when they were completely surrounded. One by one, they became fewer and fewer. The courage of Salus was the only thing keeping them together. When he died, well, it was no one's bravest moment. The men broke and scattered to be hunted down like dogs. Tills himself ran blindly down corridors, never stopping until he could no longer hear the screams. When he finally calmed himself and took stock of his surroundings, he realized that he had run into an abandoned mag train station. It was a freight line, but that didn't matter. There was a track, and the tracks always led somewhere. Tills picked a path and began walking. He had completely lost his sense of direction, but all rails on this continent eventually converged on the Androcles bulwark. If there were any forces left on the planet, they would be there. With his whole body pulsing with pain with each ragged breath, Guardsman Tills pressed on. In the distance, he thought he saw something. A tiny light burning at the end of a seemingly endless tunnel. He moved towards it with renewed vigor. Friend or foe, it didn't matter much. It was an end either way.
What of the Aldarian trenchworks?
Nothing.
The Castellum? The Iron Tower?
I've had no response.
Have we had any damned communications from anyone?
No, sir. Nothing. All lines are dead.
Damn it. We can't stall this out any longer. The refugees are putting too much strain on supply, and disease is beginning to spread in the Hablocks.
So, what do we do, sir?
We fight. We break the siege. We hit those bastards with everything we've got. Peleus, ready my bane blade. I've lived long enough. And by the Emperor, I am going to die on my feet.
No man do they call me. My mother and my father, and all my comrades as well. Thank you all for listening to this episode of The Price of Eternity. If you like what you heard, please leave a like and a comment so that one day you too might find yourself on the cusp of annihilating all humans on your favorite planet. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so in order to hear more stories about grumpy old men having showdowns with grumpy old skeleton ladies. If you would like to support the work that I do, there are links to my Patreon and my PayPal in the description. And if you have absolutely no idea what's going on, there is a link to the Price of Eternity playlist, which should be appearing on screen right now. Thank you all once again for listening. No Man out.